All right, guys. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the project that we're going to start today. We're getting started a little early since I'm out of school, but this will still make sense to you, hopefully. So far we've been sort of talking about the nature of science, and some classes have already started talking a little bit about the scientific method, and that's what we're trying to think about right now. So one of the big keys in science, one of the most interesting things to study in science, is different scientific discoveries, because that can teach you about the nature of science. So what we're going to do here is have you guys pick a scientific discovery, and you're going to do a project on it. So you can see here your task is to select a scientific discovery, learn about how that discovery was made, and then you're going to actually present your findings, your project, to 3 other classmates. For period A, you're going to present on August 25th. For periods C, E, and F, it's going to be on August 28th. Now, here's just a sample list that I grabbed from Wikipedia of a bunch of different types of scientific discoveries. You've got natural selection, you've got the extinction of the dinosaurs, which we didn't even know about until the 80s. In the last 20 years, we've discovered more than 3,500 extrasolar planets. That's planets orbiting other stars, the Higgs boson. We got liquid water on Mars. We discovered helium in the sun before we even found it here on Earth. Accidental discovery of Teflon, cosmic microwave background, all kinds of stuff. So really a huge list of discoveries out there. This is just scratching the surface. So part of your job today is going to be to pick one of these discoveries. Now, once you've got your discovery picked, you're gonna have about 15-20 minutes in class today to do that. And then I haven't picked exact dates yet, but you are going to have about 30 minutes one day and another 55 minutes, a full period, another day to work on this project. And then again, for my A period people, August 25th, you're going to present to 3 other students. And on the 28th, that's when C, E, and F are going to present their projects. Now, there's a lot more detail down here, and I'll let you take a look at that and read every bit of it. But the gist of it is it's going to be a 3 to 5 minute presentation. So you're going to have on your iPad or your computer, whatever you're using, your Google Slides or Keynote. And what you're going to do is you're going to present one-on-one to someone else and teach them all about your discovery. So the students that have a chance to hear about your discovery are actually going to have the opportunity to ask you a bunch of questions. So you need to be not only prepared to talk about what's on the slides, but have some peripheral knowledge of what you learn about. Now, we're not going to do a quiz or a test over this very first unit. This is actually going to serve as your assessment. So this project will be sort of the thing that wraps up this unit. So I'm going to be grading this on a couple of different things, I think 7. So first is you need to use at least 3 different kinds of sources. By that I don't mean use 3 different books. By that I mean at least 3 different media sources. So internet, podcast, YouTube, documentaries, movies, anything along those lines is great. I don't even think I put books on there, but yeah, books as well. The source of the information, you want to put it in each slide, just so we know where it came from. So if you have a picture, say photo credit NASA or something along those lines. And then you also want to make sure that you're finding different sources, kind of like I mentioned. And if you have any trouble finding different sources, please do let me know. I can help you out, especially with podcasts or books. Speaking of, at the front of the room, there are a bunch of books sitting on top of my demonstration table. If you want to take a look through some of those, flip through some of those while you're in class today to help pick your discovery, you are absolutely welcome to. Now, you're also going to get graded on organization. Just make it nice and neat. You're also going to be graded on the breadth of the information that you cover. So you should basically assume the person you're talking to knows nothing about your scientific discovery. And the idea behind this is that you need to communicate, hey, here's where science was, and here's where it is now thanks to this discovery. So to do that, you'll need 3 parts. You're going to describe the process by which the discovery was made. You're going to make sure that they understand basic terms. So for example, if you're talking about discovering quarks, you need to explain what a quark is and a particle accelerator and that kind of stuff. So make sure they have a baseline understanding, and then finally give us the context. So what does this discovery mean to science when it was discovered, and what does it mean today? At some point in your presentation, you should talk about how your discovery sort of conveys a couple of the aspects of the nature of science that we've been talking about. I think there's 7 or 8 of them, and we've been discussing those in class just a little bit with the quotes. After this pretty brief time of researching. For number 5 here, you're going to be including some unanswered questions that you have about the discovery. So that means that you only had a certain amount of time to work on this project. There's a certain point where you may not understand what's happening next, or you're unclear about exactly what went on. So maybe you understand most of the details, but there's some stuff left over. That's the stuff that's kind of interesting, especially for someone that you're explaining this to. So include those unanswered questions as part of your presentation. You're also going to try to keep the presentation between 3 and 5 minutes. And finally, include a works cited page. So you're citing on each page, each slide, pardon me, and also you're going to have an MLA citation in there as well. Now, the other thing I want to show you is that once you decide what your discovery is going to be, I would like you to fill out this Google form, which is going to be linked in the email that I sent you. So you will fill in your name, tell me which class period in. Astronomy and all my honors physics are doing this. And then type in your 3 top choices, because we don't really want people to be repeating them in the same class. And then if you have any comments for whatever reason, go ahead and put those in there as well. So I'd like you to make sure you understand what your project is going to look like, and then submit this for me. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email. I probably won't be able to get back to you for a day or two because of this trip, but I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Thanks. Bye.